Thank you to Dollar Shave Club for sponsoring this video.
You know, it's not that easy to be the caped baldy. Not only do I have to fight monsters day and night, but I have to do so with a shiny bald head. And that's why I use Dollar Shave Club for all my shaving needs.
Whether you're a baldy like me or just need to shave your beard, Dollar Shave Club sends you a package right to your door every month. Now, Dollar Shave Club has you covered for more than just shaving products, including shower gels, oral care, deodorant, and even butt wipes. Right now, they have this great offer where you can get their shave, shower, and oral starter set each for only $5. All the gels and creams are great, keeping you smelling manly. But my favorite are the razors, which are so much better than other brands. Go to dollarshaveclub.com/Mastar and get your first starter set for just $5. Warning, spoilers are ahead in this video for One Punch Man Season 3. In this video, we're going to break down all of Garou's forms throughout his entire journey to become the ultimate monster. However, please keep in mind that these form names were never technically declared in the manga or the one webcomic. Normal Garou, Half Monster Garou, Half Monster Garou Level 2, Awakened Garou, Monster Garou, and Monster King Garou. In One Punch Man Season 2, we just saw Garou begin his monsterification process, now with red hair and a red right eye. However, this is the very beginning stages for Garou's transformations, who will eventually develop into the strongest monster the entire One Punch Man universe has ever seen. Garou, who considers himself a human monster, increases his strength at the speed of a Saiyan, with multiple battles and near-death experiences increasing his strength and abilities. In the beginning of One Punch Man Season 3, Garou will meet the Monster Association, which he really wants nothing to do with. However, Garou, the mastermind behind the Monster Association, has plans for him to surpass even the Monster King Orochi. He sees the potential in Garou and knows that the secret to bringing out his fullest potential as a monster is through near-death experiences. As such, Garou puts Garou through tremendous tests, bringing him to the brink of death several times. First, he sends Royal Ripper and Bug God, both disaster level demons, to try and beat Garou. Since Garou is protecting the little kid, he leaves himself vulnerable and is hurt extremely bad by the two monsters. The monsters take the kid back to the Monster Association as Garou lay in a pool of blood. After he awakens and goes after the kid, this time with a Zenkai boost, meaning he's powered up from his near-death experience, when he meets Royal Ripper again, he literally punches his head off. He notices that his clothes have melded into his body, becoming one with him, and this is his next stage. However, he runs into the disaster level dragon Rover, who blasts him through hundreds of floors inside the Underground Monster Association. He survives, showing how much his durability has increased. After Garou explains to Garou how he's training him to become the ultimate monster, Garou and the Monster King Orochi square off. This is one of the most beautifully drawn and incredible sequences I've ever seen. Orochi bursts out of the ground, grabbing Garou and crushing him before tossing him onto the floor. Garou lays there twitching before raising his arms, slamming his elbows onto the ground to spin himself back up onto his feet. Orochi manipulates his horns to go after Garou, impaling him into the wall. Garou spits out blood but survives, with a large gaping hole in his torso. Covered in blood, bones crushed, he stands upright and says it's nothing. His resilience has increased tremendously, and even Garou commends it. Now Orochi launches multiple horns at Garou, who uses the Fist of Flowing Water Crushed Rock to deflect them. He jumps around, dodging the horns as they fly around the arena, causing damage to the surroundings. Multiple monsters watch in complete awe at the fight. As Garou dodges, Garou sees that Garou's speed is increasing. This is the type of battle Garou needs to push his limits and ascend to the next level. Garou launches himself up at Orochi, getting in range to land a blow to his head, but unbeknownst to him, the Monster King Orochi can manipulate his body and transform, and a giant monstrous mouth bursts out, catching Garou off guard. Garou is able to escape and lands back on the ground, where Orochi transforms into a dragon-looking life form. Unbelievably stunning panels here from Yusuke Murata. You should really read this chapter if you haven't already. It's chapter 92 in the One Punch Man manga. The mouths of the dragons begin to charge up these powerful laser beams, incinerating the surrounding area. Garou literally tanks it, again showing how he's transformed to withstand super high temperatures. Orochi forms an arm out of his body and throws a devastating punch, hitting Garou and sending a shockwave throughout the entire arena. Garou unbelievably tanks the punch. While he looks human still, he definitely has far surpassed that of any human strength and resilience. Unfortunately, Orochi pushes through, rocketing Garou into the wall. He hit the wall so hard that it imprinted his face into the rock. Garou gets in his stance, ready to go all out, and Orochi transforms back into a humanoid form, copying Garou's martial arts stance. Garou says that Garou is not the only genius. Orochi can copy techniques just by seeing them once. Garou launches himself at Orochi, flying through his fist, giving us one of the most stunning pictures ever drawn as Garou attempts to land a massive blow on the Monster King. However, it's not enough, and he gets slammed back into the rocks. Garou states that Garou is incredibly strong, but until he lets go of his humanity, he can't reach his full potential as a monster. After this, we're gonna have to jump to the webcomic to see what happens because it hasn't been drawn yet by Yusuke Murata, but it should begin in the next chapter 2 of One Punch Man when they're released. An army of S-rank heroes invade the Monster Association, battling various monsters and winning until they encounter the Monster Executives, who are insanely powerful. Garou now challenges Darkshine, who hits him with a punch so hard it shatters Garou's entire ribcage. However, somehow he's able to keep going, keep improving, and get stronger and faster as the fight progresses. Darkshine notices that his speed is growing at an amazing rate and that he doesn't even need to breathe. He even catches Darkshine's strongest attack with his hand like it's nothing, ultimately defeating it. Garou notices that his body is acting strange, not obeying him anymore. He says he feels cold and can barely see, eventually fading out into darkness. This is when he truly evolves into a full-blown monster, Awakened Garou. Meanwhile, the entire hero army is facing off against the Monster Executives, and Garou awakens, declaring himself disaster-level god. As Blizzard uses psychic powers against him, he says that his body feels light, as if his spirit has been removed from it. Now, Garou begins attacking not only the heroes, but the Monster Executives as well, going on a complete rampage. At this point, his human side is dead. His blood, hair, textile fabrics, and skin tissues have all mixed together in a deformed way. When Tatsumaki finds out Garou wiped out her sister Blizzard, she unleashes a psychic rock barrage at Garou, who mixes all of his martial arts into a single new technique called Godslayer Fist. Thus, Godslayer Garou is born. With this technique, he's able to take on all of the S-rank heroes at once, crushing them in an instant. But in the heat of the battle, Saitama arrives. They have some dialogue before the battle kicks off, and it looks like it's gonna be even better than the Boros fight. Monster Garou is able to withstand multiple attacks from Saitama, including a body slam, serious headbutt, two-hand normal punch combo, and more. Saitama is happy that he can keep going, and the battle continues. Garou can even dodge many of Saitama's attacks and turn his own moves against him. However, it's the Cape Baldy we're talking about here who completely annihilates Garou despite all of his efforts. Garou knows he needs more in order to win. More speed, more technique, more attacks, planning, power. He knows he needs something. To defeat unfair beings known as heroes, he must become an unfair being himself. With that, the sky darkens and a bolt falls from the sky. Garou begins to transform even further, a muscular, ogre-looking being with spikes protruding from his body. Saitama uses serious headbutt on his punch, shattering his arm, but Garou regrows it instantly. He morphs again, even further, becoming a gigantic, overgrown being with wings. This is his final form, but in the end, it's not enough. He has transformed so much out of desperation that he's now weaker than before. Think Perfect Cell vs. Gohan. Saitama shatters his entire monsterification, and in the end, Garou lives, possibly returning as a good guy in the future. Remember though, this is the way that One wrote the webcomic, and while Yusuke Murata adapts it into One Punch Man manga closely, it's not identical. He puts his own spin on it, so the way all of this goes down and Garou's transformations may be different in the manga and the anime. One more tidbit of information: in an interview where One, the creator of the original One Punch Man webcomic, was questioned about who would win in a fight between Boros and Garou, and One replied that it would be a good match and that he is uncertain of the victor, although he does believe that Garou is stronger in close combat. Thank you guys for watching my video, and thanks again to Dollar Shave Club for sponsoring. Leave your comments below and a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hawaii da!